Okay, we're at Kings Mountain State Park in South Carolina. This is the Equestrian Campground. This is site number 1. It has 4 corrals for horses. It can accommodate a large RV towing a horse trailer, and it is very easy to back out of. And there's also a smaller site right next to it where somebody with a smaller truck and trailer can pull in. Coming up here is site number 2. It has a fire ring as well with 2 paddocks for horses, or 2 corrals, and it's an easy site to back into. This is site number 3. It can fit a decent sized rig. It has paddocks for 2 horses. This is site number 4. Coming up, it's easier to back into because of the angle, and it can fit a very long rig, no problem at all. It does not have a paddock, but it can also share the paddock from the site next to it if someone is not using it. Site number 5 is a little bit slanted, a little bit downhill. It does not have a horse corral, but it has 2 fire rings, a lot more leaves on the ground. Site number 6, very easy to back into. No horse corrals, no trees, so it's pretty easy to get into, and it has a fire ring. This is site number 7. Again, easy to back into, can fit a medium-sized rig with a horse trailer. It does not have horse corrals, but it does have a picnic table and fire ring. Site number 8, very easy to back into because it is on a bend. You can back straight into it and fit a large rig, has a fire ring. And we're going to go across the road here. Site number 9. It's not too bad to back into. Can fit a small truck and horse trailer, or a bigger rig if you drop the truck and trailer. It has a fire ring and a picnic table. Site number 10. Very easy to back into. You can make the turn on the road here and back into that location. It does have 2 corrals in the woods in the shade for horses. It has a fire ring, also a little fire pit and a picnic table. This is site number 11. Number 11 has room for at least 3 different trailers. 1, 2, and 3. And it has 6 corrals. 2 there, 2 there, 2 there, and 1 fire ring. Moving on to site number 12. It's a little bit harder to back into, but it's not that bad. And it's relatively shady. It's not far from the hydrant. And you could share the corrals back there with 12, depending on if they're booked or not. And there's one of the hydrants. You can run a hose to your campsite. Just put a Y on there so other people can hook to it or use it still. Site number 13. Very big site, very long site. A little bit harder to back into, but it is a big site. Very wide, and it has also 2 horse corrals with picnic tables and fire ring. And there's another hydrant with a picnic table. And this is site number 14. And it looks like you can fit a couple trailers in here, no problem at all. Site 14 has 2 horse paddocks and plenty of room to back 2 trailers. And the last equestrian campsite here at Kings Mountain State Park in South Carolina is site number 15. Site number 15 has corrals for 2 horses. Really nice metal gates on them. And got a fire ring and 2 picnic tables. And it's a big space. It's not too hard to get into. And that completes the Equestrian Campground at Kings Mountain State Park here in North Carolina. This is South Carolina, and this is August of 2015. And as you're exiting the Equestrian Campground, there is a trail. This will take you over to the day parking area, and the day parking area leads to the main trails.